If you have got something that God does not want to give you, it is not because He has blessed you. It is because He has let you do what you want. And that is scary, my friends. That is scary, my people. You never want to be in a place where God leaves you to your own devices and you are then getting everything that you have asked for and you're thinking this is God. Don't confuse an answered prayer for God's approval. God's approval can be very different from a blessing that is poured over your life. Like for example, if you know you are to be planted in this house, you are to be rooted in this house, but then you say, I want to go somewhere else and work. You will go. You will earn. But do you know what happens to roots when they are not in the ground? You'll even stay green for a while. But eventually, you'll start drying out from the inside. And then suddenly you'll find yourself in this very difficult phase. And then as Christians and cliches go, we say, this is my wilderness phase. So many of us. Do you know that even the wilderness, the Lord directed His people into it? They didn't just turn up over there and their things got over. In the wilderness, they were fruitful. In the wilderness, they had plenty. In the wilderness, they were provided for. So if you are in the wilderness and you have nothing, maybe it was not God who took you there. Because where God takes you, He will provide. I would imagine Samson turned out the way he did because his parents kept telling him, you're the deliverer of Israel. You're the deliverer of Israel. You're the deliverer of Israel. Instead of telling him about the God that came down to them and spoke to them and gave them an instruction in person. It is not written in the Bible. I am telling you this. I would imagine, because there is only few ways someone can become so entitled in life. And one of them is being treated like royalty before they've understood what it is to be royalty. See, David was also royalty. He was anointed king when he was still a shepherd boy. But that didn't make him very prideful. He was not a proud person. He was not boastful. Instead, he remained in hiding for most of his life after being anointed king. And even after he was anointed king and he was staying in the palace, when the Lord said, no, you will not build a house for me, he cried when the Lord said, your son will build a house for me. That chapter, I think it's 2 Samuel, there is a passage where he says, Lord, how can I stay in a palace so big when you are in a small tent? And the Lord says, you will not build a house for me, but your son will. And in that moment, David, instead of saying, why not me, Lord? I want to build. He said, Lord, who am I? Who am I that you would choose me? You would choose my house to do this for you. Samson missed out on that opportunity. He missed out saying, Lord, who am I? That even before my parents conceived me, you consecrated me to be consecrated by Him before you were even thought of. What a privilege. He was consecrated in the womb of his mother. God acknowledged his life before he was even around. and for him to be born and know nothing of that God. What a waste of life. When you and I got saved, God could have asked us for everything, and we would have given everything without skipping a heartbeat, because we found what was most precious. But as the years go by, as time goes by, we become a little complacent in our love for him. We take it for granted, like he will turn up when we gather. How can we not respond to the God of heaven when he is in our midst? How can we not respond appropriately? Even when you're hanging out with each other and you're not praying, he is there. He is with you. You can choose to acknowledge who he is, or you can just pretend like, no, he's not here. Even when you're alone, he is with you. Today I want to talk to those people that are struggling with this idea of not being at that place where they once were, wholly and fully in love with him. For those people who have looked at their life and said, surely the Lord is not very pleased with me. For those people who've looked at their life and they've said, why would he do things for me? I want to tell you that it is a lie of the enemy that he whispered in your ear the day you got saved. Because the day you got saved was the day you qualified for everything that has come to you. It is not what you are doing that has qualified you today. The day God came into your heart, the day Jesus entered your life, everything about your life became worthy of God's calling, became worthy of his presence. Even with all the generational things that you are dealing with and you're breaking day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, even with all of that, you are still worthy. Because he made you worthy. Samson's problem was he didn't know how to protect his purity. A Nazarite meant consecrated. His consecration didn't mean anything to him. We are a consecrated group of people. We are a consecrated generation. It has to mean something. It is not just we talk differently or we look different. It is not just that. Our consecration has to be unto God. It is not just being separated from the world that does it. You have to be separated from the world, but consecrated unto God.
Hey, I hope you were blessed. Do share some love by leaving a comment and liking the video. And don't forget to subscribe to share this video with your beloved. God bless.